Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Anok Gaming YouTube channel. Today, I had a very fun idea, and it was inspired by one of my fellow football coaches. He didn't tell me to do this, but I thought that it would be fun. We are going to build a PC. So, without further ado, roll the intro. I'm gonna be real honest, we still don't have an intro, but one of these days we will. Play the video. So, first things first, you're gonna want to open up your googly schmoogly boogly, and you're gonna want to be like, yo, let's go to PCPartPicker.com, because right here is where you'll get all of your lovely PC building ideas, and this is where you can do your PC builds. For example, these are my coaches. The coach that asked me to see if I could build him a cheap PC. These are his builds. This is the one that fits his price. This is the one for stuff that he needs. This is to get rid of the CPU and GPU combo and just go with an APU. And then this is for changing up a couple of other things, but yeah. So, all in all, this is a very good website for part building. What you're going to want to do is go to System Builder, and then if you have already built a PC, you're going to need to go to Start New. And then you get a ton of options here. You get the CPU, you get the CPU cooler, you can pick out your motherboard, your memory, your storage, your video card, your case, power supply, optical drive, operating system, your softwares, monitor if you want one, external storage if you need some, and you can add a ton of other stuff. So this is what I use for my PC builds, and so I've yet to actually build one of these PCs because I don't have the money, but I have built plenty of PCs in the past. I just built a massive $9,000 PC for my friend. She wants to get into streaming, and she wanted the most top of the line equipment. So, anywho, let's get building a PC. All right, so you always want to start with the CPU. Kind of. So what your second step after going to the PC Part Picker website is to decide a budget. So my coach friend, my fellow coach, his budget was originally $300. But you can't get a PC that works that well for $300. So I told him, I was like, listen, I'll make you a PC, and I'll try to get it as good as possible. But then today he was like, now I have a budget of about $1,000 to about $1,200. So that's actually something that we can work with, and I already have PCs that were at that much, but I want to work around Hardcastle and his needs. So our price is about $1,000 to $1,200, trying not to get over that $1,200 mark. So let's try it. So we have quite the extensive list here of CPUs and all sorts of stuff. This Threadripper is really nice. It's probably the most expensive one you'll find out here. Out of all of the AMD CPUs, the Threadripper is the only one that doesn't come with a cooler for free, so take that into account. But yeah, so we got a very wide variety of CPUs here. Everything from Intel to AMD to off-brand stuff. So, let's make a decision here. So, I decided to go with the AMD Ryzen 5 3600X. Just because I know from experience that is a really good CPU. So, I mean, it's well worth the $205 price. So, yeah, next up we do have the CPU cooler, but the good thing is with these Ryzen processors, you don't need to get a cooler if you don't want to, because they come up with one that's actually pretty good. So, yeah. Alright, so the motherboard here, I usually always go with this Tomahawk, the MSI B450. I've tried to go the 550, but sometimes they don't always. They're not always able to, work properly with the certain processors that I was choosing. But I think today we are going to go with this Asus ROG Strix B550F gaming with Wi-Fi, because I don't know if he's going to have access to Ethernet or if he's just want to go with Wi-Fi. So we're going to add that there. And then next up, we do have the memory, so let's get into that. So with memory, you're going to want to never go below 16 gigs. That's just not... Maybe back in 2010 to 2015, you were all right with going with less than 16 gigs, like 8 gigs even. But that's just not the case nowadays. Nowadays, you're going to want to go with at least, very least 16 gigs. But 32 gigs is where you want to be right now. So on Hardcastle's old PC build, I gave him a single 16 gig stick that was the same price as 2 8 gigs. So that way, if he needed to upgrade it later, he could. But, so yeah. Let's, oh yeah, he also doesn't need RBG during this. He doesn't need it. It's more expensive than what he needs. He doesn't need it to look pretty, so. Yeah, and that's what led me to, this decision. So like I said, for the RAM, he doesn't need any, like, crazy RGB stuff. He just needs something that will get him through the day. So what we did here is we picked out the G-Skill Aegis, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, who cares, 32 gigabyte, 216 sticks, DDR4 3200 CL16 memory. So that's pretty dope. It's about 103. So yeah, we're about halfway through the price of the build limit, but lucky for us, nothing else is really going to cost too much more except for the video card. So yeah, and the video card for gaming at least is not something you want to skip out on, but we're still going to get him a pretty decent one in case he does want to occasionally play like Overwatch or Minecraft, or if he wants to play Call of Duty Warzone with the other coaches. So anywho, let's get into it. I guess. So for storage, it's a very interesting pick. There's such a wide variety that people may get confused and not know what to take. But for the cheaper builds that I was doing for Hardcastle over here, I was doing this one for the 1 terabyte because it's $37. But for that extra $20, you can get the 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, which is honestly one of the best ones. I love the Seagate Barracuda. It's up there. It's one of my favorites. Never go with stuff like the Samsung 970 EVO. It's not worth it. Just Seagate Barracuda for that extra $20 above the above that lovely 1 terabyte. So yeah. Okay, so here is the graphics card or video card, whatever you call it. And this is not somewhere where you want to actually like skimp out on. Same with the CPU. But you also don't want to go overboard for what he needs. So I think we're just going to go with the MSI Ventus XSOC. Because normally I would go with an RTX, but those are more expensive and he's not going to be using ray tracing. I don't even know if he knows what ray tracing is. So I think we're good there. So let's do it. Now, I'm certain he doesn't care what the case looks like, but there is a very cool, or not very cool, but a case where if you go down here and you change the price to about $44, it's one of these. I don't remember which one it is. Give me a second here to figure that one out. So, I couldn't actually find it anymore. It used to be over here, but we'll just do this one because I don't think he cares what it looks like. So, it looks like everything's still compatible, so we're good. And now, one of the very important parts of the build that you legitimately can't skip out on, because if you do, there's a chance your computer can blow up. So, we're going to get right in there and pick us a good, nice power supply. But the thing with the power supplies is you never want to go below 80 plus bronze. That is the minimum that I would say that you're allowed to go in the ranking system or the efficiency rating. And yeah, I usually don't go below gold plus, or 80 plus gold, mostly because I don't trust them very much. But sometimes you need to, sometimes. So this top one here is actually the one that I've been doing for most builds when I've been building them. It's 650 watt, which is more watts than he's gonna need for the time being. It's 80 gold, or it's 80 plus gold, which is always good, and it's fully modular, which we like. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. Most optical drives, you no longer need them, but you can run them. Optical drive would be like a DVD player. I haven't been running them, but you can. That one's up to you. I think we'll be nice and give him one. The thing that decides whether or not you can actually use a optical drive or DVD player, whatever you want to call them, is your case. So a lot of new cases won't have that slot for them, so you don't need them. But I mean, you can get them, and we'll give him an alright one. We'll give him this Asus optical drive here. And with that, all we need to do is add Microsoft Windows 10 Home, and that will complete our build. Let's take a look at that price, see if we fit in the price range. Alrighty, so it looks like that price did fit within our 1,000 to 1,200 range, which is perfect. And yeah, so let's go over what we have again. We have the AMD Ryzen 5 3600X 3.8 gigahertz with a 6-core processor, and that is $205. And then we have, for the motherboard, we have the Asus ROG Strix B550F Gaming with Wi-Fi ATX AM4 motherboard. Whew, that's a mouthful. At $210. And the memory here, we have the G-Skill Aegis 32 gigabyte, two 16 gig sticks. With it's the DDR4 3200 CL16 memory, and that there is $103. All right, and then for that storage, we do have the Seagate Barracuda Compute 2 terabytes, 3.5 inches, 7200 RPM internal hard drive. Normally, I would go with an SSD, but this is a pretty nice hard drive. I've used it in builds in the past when I've built them for friends and whatnot. So they're pretty good. They're very reliable. If you want, though, you can also add an SSD if you're really into that shenanigan. It just makes stuff run faster, but you don't need that in an office computer, which is what this is. Well, it's kind of also a gaming computer, but that's beside the point. Anyway, for that lovely video or graphics card, whatever you want to call it, we have the MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super 6 gigabytes Ventus XSOC video card. That one. Oh, also the last one was $55. Anyway, this is $250, and that's actually a pretty good price. The case here, we have the DIY PC Solo T2R Black USB 3 ATX mid-tower case. It is $33. And for that power supply, we got the Cooler Master Cooler Master MWE Gold 650 watt 80 plus gold plus certified or 80 plus gold certified, there you go, fully modular ATX power supply for $106. And next up, you do got that beautiful Asus DRW 24D 5MT DVD/CD writer or player. And for that operating system, you got the one that everyone loves, Windows 10. So, do you think that this is a good build? I feel like it's a pretty good build. I don't know about you. Now, once you are done with the build, you go to save as. Now, I never make mine private, and I always allow comments, but you don't have to. We're gonna call this Hardcastle New Price PC. And then you just hit save. And then you can make new categories. I'm gonna drag this one down here, put it in the Hardcastle category. Here are the other ones that I built for him. I kind of showed you them in the beginning of the video, but we have this one, which is $423.45. Yeah, it's not very good, not at all. I can't even look at this. This is sad. You're lucky if this thing can open up a tab. This is what he needs it for PC. This is with both the GPU and CPU in it. It's pretty good. This is his first APU needs PC. This is the you take out that graphics card and you just put it in APU instead of that CPU GPU combo. And so the thing with this here is that you have the AMD Ryzen 3, that 3200G, which is an APU, but because it's AMD, they come with coolers, so you don't actually need this, so you can take $10 off that price, so it's actually $513. That's the same thing with this one. This is actually about $585. And then this one is actually, I traded out the coolers. I believe that's the only difference here, is a different cooler. The price of this cooler was actually 20 or $30 compared to the 50. So really this one should be about 500. And then for this new price, that's what you saw right here. And this is the one that we just built. And it's actually a pretty decent PC, all considering everything. So yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun making this video. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. I am Anok from Anok Gaming, and I have one little request. Punch that like button, smack the subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications, and leave me a comment answering the question of, should I make more PC build videos? Because as you could see, I've got plenty of PC builds that I can do. I have my dream build with extra stuff. I got dream build with bells and whistles, which I actually legitimately made for someone here pretty recently. It's a $40,000 build. The computer alone is $9,000, but everything else comes to that 40 grand. And then I have my dad's PC that I helped him build, and then I have all of my personal builds that I'm hoping to one day get. Hopefully I get the 2001, but that's a maybe. And I have all these pre-builds that I can also go over. So, you know, if you think that would be fun, please just tell me down in the comments below. And go click that beautiful link down below. It takes you to my beautiful merch page where you can get all sorts of Anok Gaming t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, mats, like, you know, computer mats, like the mouse pads. And you can go get all sorts of knickknacks and patty wax over there. So go click that link down below. And without further ado, I'm Anok with Anok Gaming. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!